Why only 29 are joined? See, please you make sure that your friends know that we are taking attendance very seriously from now onwards. Okay. If you have any friends who are not attending, let them know that we are taking seriously. If they have any genuine problem, they may write a letter to the class in charge or to the HOD and take permission from them. Okay. If there is no
Morning class
problem,
it was morning
morning
class it
class it
was
was
above
fine.
50, sir. Yes, sir. It was
Above
above 50.
50. Then why
Afternoon
this
it
class is being
was
ignored?
decreased. No, sir. Afternoon
Okay,
after
so everyone is
lunch
having
it
lunch.
is decreased.
Okay, so is it always every day?
Yes, sir.
So do you want the lunch hour to be extended a little? Fine. I'll see. I'll just have a talk with the department, HOD sir, and we will see whether the lunch hour can be extended. Fine. So let's proceed with the class. Even for lunch hour, it's too late, right? More than 1 hour is over. Anyway, the class is getting recorded, so let's not worry about that. Okay, so I was talking about this mechanism, right? The Oldham's coupling. So how these mechanisms can be the same, even though they are so different in shape, but they are still the same. This will become clear when I animate them. Okay, so shall I start? Okay, so let me see if it works perfectly. Hopefully it will. I have tested it multiple times. It's taking time. Mhm. Yes. Okay. Are you able to see how the motion is happening? Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Here yellow link is fixed, sir.
Yeah. The yellow link is fixed. You can see this vertical rod is same as the frame, which is so different in shape. Okay. And the red links, they are the same as these discs. One disc is getting fixed on one side of this yellow frame. The other disc is on the this side. Okay. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is how the motion happens. And this is why these differently shaped links are actually the same as the previous link that we have seen. Okay. Is it clear? Any doubts here? Once again, a clear, smooth animation of this has been uploaded to YouTube. The playlist I have already shared in the WhatsApp group. You can go back to that playlist, and in that playlist, you will have Oldham's coupling present. Fine. So you can open that Oldham's coupling and see the animation to understand it perfectly. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
yeah. So this is how the actual Oldham's coupling will look like. This is how the actual Oldham's coupling is going to look like. So you can see I have placed some handles on both the sides for the red linkages, and there are grooves in which the sliding will take place. Fine. So just let me make it transparent so that you can see how the grooves are fixed. So can you see the grooves, how they're fixed? So these grooves, they'll be sliding inside each other. Okay. So now let us see uh, a few rotations of how this one animates. Ready? Okay, so there it goes. Can you see this? So the green link is sliding in the grooves of the red links. The green link is sliding in the grooves of the red links. And what is special about this mechanism? What is special about this mechanism? Can anyone point it? Hmm? Can anyone point out what is special about this mechanism? In what practical scenario can we be using it? Anyone?
Transmit the motion.
Sorry? Transmit motion. Okay, so one of the red links will be input, the other link will be output. Now, what is special about this transmission of motion? The special thing is you can see that the two shafts are not collinear. They are not in the same line. The two shafts are not in the same line. One shaft is here, the other shaft is offset from this. Okay, parallel to it. Correct. So the two shafts, the input and output shafts, are not collinear, not in the same line, and neither are they intersecting. They are actually parallel to each other. And even when the shafts are not collinear, the motion can be transmitted. So this is the special. This is what makes this particular mechanism special. Okay, is it clear? Now in this mechanism, you will get problems about finding the sliding velocity. You will get problems on solving the sliding velocity. Now these two surfaces, you can see they are sliding with respect to each other. The two surfaces, the green and red, they are sliding with respect to each other. So we may have to find the sliding velocity between these two links. We may have to find the sliding velocity between those two links. So those are the kinds of problems which we may have to solve. Okay. So not only can you animate, but you can just click and drag, and it will exactly function as though it is moving, as though it is assembled properly. Okay. So this is what is the Oldham's coupling. Any doubts here? Any doubts? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So even though you see, I'm showing you all these mechanisms in 3 dimensions. You should be able to draw them in 2 dimensions. Fine. You should be able to draw them in 2 dimensions. So Scotch yoke mechanism I have shown here with the diagram already. So the when it comes to this elliptical trammel, then you should be drawing somewhat like this. Use scale wherever possible. And, you should be able to draw it like this. Okay, can I use rubber? Okay. Mhm. Okay, so like this you can draw the elliptical trammel. Okay, so just let me choose a different color. So here you will have the slider and the slider here, and we can go for another different color. Okay, so this is the connection link. So that link we have to extend it on the other side, and then that is where we'll have to write. Fine. So the path traversed, you can just show it with a dotted line like this. Dotted, you can show it like this with dotted line. Fine. So this you should show it as path. Path traced, you can say the path traced by the point P, let us say. Path traced by point P. Fine. Then this is the frame. Always, whenever you draw the diagram, it's very important that you label them. Fine. So here we have a slider, the slider number 1, you can say, and this is where you have slider number 2, slider number 2. Fine. And this here is a link, another link, a straight link. Okay. So this is how you should always label the diagram. Fine. This is Scotch yoke mechanism, and again, this you can say reciprocating link, reciprocating link. Even though it is the frame in case of elliptical trammel, in this case it is acting as a reciprocating link. Fine. Whereas this one, it is acting like a crank, and here we have the slider. Fine. And this fixed part, this is where the frame comes in. This is where the frame comes in. Fine. So the same frame is actually here as well. So this part and this part, the fixed parts, they are both the frames. Okay. So like this, whenever you draw the diagram, make sure you are showing them neatly by labeling each and every part. So how will you draw this? How will you draw the Oldham's coupling? That's the most challenging of the diagram. So you may need to practice drawing this Oldham's coupling multiple times before you are satisfactory. You end up having a satisfactory result. Okay. So some practice is always needed for that. Let me see. So I use in this case because I'm having some extra tools here. So I can use the tools. If you don't have the tools, you may have to rely on your freehand drawing to correctly draw it. Fine. So that way you can complete the 3D diagram. Fine. So this is all about the double slider mechanism. Double slider mechanism. Any doubts here? Any doubts here, ma'am?
No, sir.
Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine.
So
So
the
the
crank is
notes,
a yellow link which is traveling in an elliptical path in Scotch yoke mechanism.
yeah, the yellow one is the straight link. So yellow one will not, we cannot call it as a crank because I told you now the condition for an E link to be a crank is it should rotate about a fixed point. So in the elliptical trammel, is the yellow link rotating about a fixed point?
No,
No,
sir.
no,
No.
no. Both the points are moving, right? Both the points are moving.
Yes.
Okay. So there is no fixed point about which we can assume its motion. So no, we cannot call it as a crank. Even in this case, we cannot call it as a crank. In Scotch yoke mechanism, yes, we can call it. In Scotch yoke, we can call it because in this case, this red link becomes the center. And in the other Scotch yoke mechanism, this horizontal slider that becomes the fixed center. So in the Scotch yoke mechanisms, we have cranks, but not in elliptical trammel. Fine. What about
Sir,
Oldham's cup? Yes, ma'am.
in elliptical trammel, to rotate the yellow link, we use a crank.
To rotate the yellow link. No, 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 no.
To rotate the yellow link in a circular path, we use a crank and motor.
No, you see, the yellow link is constrained as revolute joints at these two sliders. Okay, yellow link is constrained with revolute joints at these two sliders. Okay, and we will actually we will not be driving it with a motor or something. Fine. So we'll have to manually move this yellow link. If that is what your question is, if you are thinking about automating this process, then no, we will not be using a motor to automate this. Fine. Even though this center point, the center point, the midpoint between two sliders, it will be traveling on a circular path, but we cannot use that circular motion to drive this mechanism. It becomes difficult. Fine. At some point, it will get locked. At some point, it will get locked. So that is not recommended. That is not recommended. Fine. Is your doubt solved?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Any other doubts? Fine. So I'll assume that all of you have got your doubts solved. And next, let us just go through the notes and see if something was left out. We have seen all the inversions of 4-bar mechanism, double slider and all. Okay. That is in another file. Where did that file go? See, it's always been difficult to find the right file. Just 2 minutes. New. Again, it got moved to somewhere else. Mhm. Yeah. So this is the complete file. So we have learned about all the definitions. We have seen this video. Okay. Yeah. So this file, the unit 1 notes file, which I have shared, it also contains some YouTube links. Fine. So I will highly recommend you to go through those videos. So those videos have been created by a professor from Maharashtra. His name is Ujjwal Rani. Fine. And he prefers to use MicroStation. This is another software just like AutoCAD, and this seems to be highly versatile. And he's able to generate a lot of programs and various different mechanisms. Okay, so links to the YouTube videos I've kept it, and along with the screenshot also. Fine. So I just highly recommend you all to go through all these videos. Fine. So the subject will become crystal clear to all of you once you go through all of these videos. All this has been covered. Hope you have practiced all these different mechanisms for graphers for this Grubler's criteria. Practice as many problems as possible. Yep. And then we'll have to see the coupler curves. Coupler curves are there in the first unit, right? So syllabus is here, right? Coupler curves. Next, we have to deal with the coupler curves. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's start with this coupler curves. Okay. So what is a coupler? What is a coupler? What is a coupler? Anyone?
Which connects two or more shafts, sir.
Which connects
Two shafts.
two shafts. Is it? Coupler connects two shafts. Is it always two shafts? Let us say this example we are taking. So this is link number 1, link number 2, link number 3, link number 4. Then coming to the joints, this is joint number 1, joint number 2, joint number 3, joint number 4. Right. So we are fixing one of the links. The link number 1, we are fixing it. Link number 1, we are fixing it. So which link is coupler? Which link is coupler? Come on, tell me. Which link is called coupler? Link number 3. Very good. So link number 3 becomes the coupler. What about the link number 2? Link number 2 becomes crank. Link number 2 becomes crank. Why it becomes crank? Because it is traveling in a circular path. Full 360 degrees rotation it's able to do. Correct. So the link which rotates complete 360 degrees about a fixed point is called a crank. So this is the fixed point. Joint number 1 is fixed, and the link number 2 is rotating complete 360 degrees. What about the link number 4? What about the link number 4? So link number 4.
Crank.
Link number 4 is called rocker. Link number 4 is called rocker because it will be moving to and fro. Rocker will be moving to and fro, backwards and forwards continuously. So this is called as a rocking motion. This is called as a rocking motion. Fine. So there is this humorous connection we can make with the rock music. You must have heard about the rock music. Have you?
Yes, sir.
The rock music is played by these people with guitar. Okay, they'll play this
Electronic guitar.
guitar, and and there will be one person with a lot of hair, and he'll be moving his head backward and forward rapidly. है कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is where the word rock comes from. Fine. And that rock itself has become rocker. Fine. So this motion of this link number 4, is same as the motion done by the a rock guitarist. You can say a guitarist who is playing rock music. Fine. So this link number 3 is called a coupler. Now coming back to our concept. So we have something called coupler curve. Now what is a coupler curve? Coupler we understood. Link number 3 is called as the coupler. Now what about curve? What is a coupler curve? What will be a coupler curve? Come on, try to guess. Any improvement in the attendance? More students have they joined? Come on, answer, ma. 35 students. Good thing.
No, sir.
No idea.
The
Now,
path
curve. Very
path
good.
which
Very good. So curve means a random line which is having an indefinite shape. So how can a coupler create a curve? The path traveled by a point on the coupler. Fine. So if you take any point on the coupler, the path traveled by that point, the path traced by that point, when the crank rotates complete 360 degrees, that path is called as the coupler curve. That path is called as the coupler curve. Now, the coupler curve depends on which point we are choosing. If we are choosing midpoint, we will get slightly different coupler curve. If you are choosing some other point, you will get slightly different. So as the point comes nearer to the 4, joint number 4, what happens? The shape becomes more and more like a circle. Correct? As the point which we are tracing, as it comes nearer to the joint number 4, it becomes more and more similar to the circle. And as the point moves farther and farther away towards 3, towards joint number 3, if it moves towards this side, if we are taking points nearer and nearer towards 3, then those points, the motion will be more similar to this arc. The motion will be more similar to the arc. Okay. So the coupler curves for points on the coupler will transform from a circular path to an arc path. Fine. So slowly the transformation will take place. So if you are given any point on the coupler, and if you are asked to find out the path traced by that point, then you may have to find a minimum of 4 points. You may have to find. So you have all done engineering graphics, right? Engineering graphics you have all passed?
yes.
Yes, sir.
All of you have passed. It's a good thing. So in the engineering graphics, when you were told to draw a parabola or ellipse, what did you do? Parabola, ellipse, or hyperbola. How did you draw them? Do you have an equipment like compass to draw this directly?
No, sir.
No, you don't have an equipment like compass. Compass can be used for drawing circle, right? But
Yes,
you
sir.
don't have an equipment for drawing a parabola or hyperbola or ellipse. So what did you do? you took the definition of that curve and you found a number of points. You found a
Yeah.
number of points, है ना?
An arc type, yes.
You have found a number of points, and then you used those points. You joined all these points with a smooth curve to get that shape. है कि नहीं? So a similar concept you have to use here also. A similar concept you have to use here also. So if you want to use the geometric method, then what you should do? You should first draw this link number 1.
Sorry, your voice is breaking.
Voice is breaking. Wow. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Now it's okay.
Okay. So that happens when someone is unmuting themselves. So please ensure that you are muted. Unless you have a doubt, of course, you can ask anytime by unmuting. Right. So how to do this is you'll have to, draw the link number 2. Link number 2 you have to draw at multiple positions. Link number 2 you have to draw at multiple positions. So link number 2, first position is here, second position is here, third position is here, fourth position is here. Now for each of these positions, you will have to draw the other 2 links. So link number 3 and 4. So when it is here, then how it will be? It will be slightly like this. So link number 3 and 4, right? So when the link number 2, when the crank comes in this position, then what will happen? Then slightly it will be like this, right? It will be like this. So link number 4 will come here, link number 3 will come here. When it is going down like this, then what will happen? Then you can say that the link number 3 will come over here, it will come like this, right? So like this, for multiple positions of the crank, we will have to draw the complete mechanism. And then we will have to choose that point on the coupler. Whatever point is there on the coupler, we'll have to choose that. And these 4 points, we have to join it with a smooth curve. These 4 points, we will have to join with the smooth curve. Okay. So the more the number of points you take, the more accurately you will get the curve. So this is called as the coupler curve. This is called as the coupler curve. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So I didn't draw that very neatly, but you just think about it. Okay. So let me show you this by using our quadratic chain. Okay, this is where it is, right? So let me go to this master sketch. Okay. So this is the mechanism here, right? Wow. What happened? Okay, so this is the special keys, right? Let's this further. Yeah. So now what I'll do, let us find the coupler curve for the midpoint. Okay, let's find the coupler curve for the midpoint. So how did I say we can do it? Delete all these extra lines to avoid confusion. Okay, so this is the mechanism. Is the mechanism clearly visible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so the blue links, they are moving, correct? The blue links are able to move, and there is a point I have kept it at the center. So the path traveled by this point is what we want to find. Okay, so how did I tell it can be done? So you have to take this crank at multiple steps. So first let me keep it like this. Then I will choose this point. Okay, then I will move it to the next position. Fine. Again I will choose a point. Then again move it to the next position. Again I will take a point. Fine. Move it again to the next position. Again I will take a point. So this is how you can solve graphically. Okay, are you getting it? This is how you can solve it graphically. So how is the shape coming out to be? What is the shape?
Ellipse.
Is it exactly ellipse? Is it ellipse exactly?
Yes, sir.
Yes. How many say it is exact ellipse? Raise your hand. How many say it is exact ellipse? I will check it in a while. Fine. So you can see the rough shape of all these points. You can see the rough shape of all these points, right? So how many of you are telling that this is an exact ellipse? Raise your hand. How many of you are telling that this is an exact ellipse? Let me see how many have raised. Okay, 6, 7. So 7 members think this is an exact ellipse. Is it exact ellipse? Let us find out. Let us see if it is exact ellipse. Okay.
Hyperbola, I guess.
Ama? Sorry? Let us see. So I'll take a sketch and now we'll choose an ellipse. Okay, let us coincide this. So is this ellipse?
Hyperbola, I guess.
Hyperbola. Hyperbola will not be closed, right? You see, now the ellipse has got constrained and so many points are going out of the ellipse, isn't it? They are not in the ellipse. So this path is not elliptical. This path is not elliptical. I already told you, as the point that we are considering, as the point moves towards the crank end, the shape becomes more and more like a circle. And as it moves far away, it becomes more like a arc, more like a arc. But the shapes in between, they are not elliptical exactly. The shapes in between, they are not elliptical. Fine. So we got to be careful about this, right? I'll remove all the changes made. Okay. Fine. So is this clear? What is a coupler? You understood how to get this? So if you are using graphical method, so here I have used the software, so I was directly able to move the mechanism and get the different points. But if you are using geometric instruments, you'll have to create fixed number of positions for the crank, and for each position of the crank you will have to draw the complete mechanism, and after the complete mechanism is drawn, you will have to take whatever point we were supposed to on that mechanism. Now, all such points that we get, we have to join them. All such points that we get, we'll have to join them. Okay, so once all these points are joined, we will get the coupler curve. Now the point that we are talking about, it may not even be on the link. It may be a point which is away from the link as well. So here in the notes you can see okay, so are you getting my voice clear? Is there any disturbance?
Yes, sir. No.
Okay, fine. I just turned on the fan. If there is more disturbance, please let me know. I'll turn it off. So here we have the 4-bar mechanism. The link AD is fixed, DC is the rocker, AB is the crank. and BC is the coupler. Now here in this problem, we are finding the position of, we are finding the coupler curve for a point E. Fine, for a point E. Now the point E, you can see it is not, it is not lying on the line joining B and C. It is away from it. It is away from it. Okay, so this problem we will take up in next class, and we will see how to solve it. In fact, I was able to create this. I was able to create a Google Sheet containing all the formulae. So we have to find a formula to find the coordinates of the point E at different positions of the crank. Fine. So this particular sheet, you can see I have put all the formulae. These are the formulae, and these formulae I have used to find all these values. And at the end here, what you get, these are the coordinates of the point E at different angles. Fine. So the angles have been given here. Is it visible to everyone? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So here, yeah. So here you can see the angle is given. So angle 0, angle 30, 60, 90, and so on for complete 360 degrees. I've taken the angle at periodic difference. Now for all these angles, using the link lengths, this is the length of link A, first link, which is fixed. This is the next link, next. And this is the distance E, from this point, fine, here. So this is the length E. Are you seeing it? The distance between capital B and capital E, that distance is small e. And there is this angle alpha. So alpha angle is here. Fine. So these values are all fixed. So you can see for all the rows, these values are the same. Okay. And this value is what is different. This value is theta. So theta is changing for the crank. And for this value of theta, I have found the coordinates of E for every position. And when I'm feeding all these coordinates into the AutoCAD file, I will get all these points. Fine. And when I move this linkage, when I move the link A, it will, this point E will travel on this path. This point, the capital E point, that will always travel on this particular path. Okay. So we will see how to use this sheet and how to do this analysis in the next class. Okay. In the next class, we will see how to do this. So for today's class, any doubts?
Sir, why did you take the point E? But because the coupler is B or something.
You see the shape of the coupler may be a triangle also, no? Shape of the coupler may be a triangle. So on that triangle, there is a point called E. Okay. Yeah. So am I using too much of technology? Is it becoming confusing for you? I hope it's not. If for some students it's becoming difficult, then please let me know. Fine. So your feedback is also very, very important. This subject is a very tough subject. Fine. Very few of your seniors were able to clear this in exam, right? So if any of you are feeling any difficulty in understanding the concept, or in understanding how exactly you're supposed to study this subject, please let me know. Fine. So I'm trying to use as many advanced features as possible, and I'm doing this to give you the best. Fine. Because even though our syllabus is very, very classic, and the industries, they need you to have a lot of advanced skills. Okay, lot of advanced skills are needed for you if you really want to cope up with the industries of today. But our syllabus that we are learning, the Osmania University syllabus, is very old fashioned, and that is why, to get you all the skills, I'm trying to use as many technical tools as possible. So here I'm using Google Sheets, then I'm using this Onshape for showing you the 3D models and all. Okay, so even though it looks very simple when I'm showing it you, but if you are not practicing, if you don't practice how to draw these mechanisms at home on the book using your instruments and your free hand, then it's going to be really difficult for you to answer in the exam hall. Okay, so I request you all to continuously go back to the book, do the notes if required, and draw as many diagrams as possible using your free hand as accurately as possible. Fine, you don't have to exactly draw it measurement wise. Fine, because this subject is not a drawing related subject. Fine, so at least you should be able to show the basic shape and what's actually happening. At least that should be clear. Fine, so good enough diagram with which is able to describe what is actually happening to the mechanism, that is necessary, that you should be able to do. Fine, so the time is almost over. What is the next class?
Energy sources in
Energy sources. Fine, so you can leave and join that class. I'm stopping. So I've stopped the sharing. Let me stop recording as well. Again, the recording will be available, and I think one of your friends